Despite China's fast urbanization, more than 80% of roads in the country are still in rural areas. A grand road construction program over the past few decades transformed rural roads into modern transportation links. However, problems remain, namely upkeep. China's centrally controlled government structure has made it difficult to monitor and maintain roads in remote locations. But with the Chinese legislature and top political advisory body set to start their annual sessions in March, changes could be on the horizon. Guan Yang reports.
62-year-old Zhao Xiulian from Baiyu village in China's northeastern Liaoning province no longer needs to worry about her truck loaded with sweet corn flipping over on the bumpy roads during rainy days. The paved roads that run through the village are now well looked after by herself and the locals. No heavy vehicles that damage the pavements are welcome here.
Poor road conditions made our daily lives very difficult in the past. Our trucks would roll over when driving overhauls in the roads.
The improvement of road surfaces in rural areas is important. People can find work more easily, clinics and schools can be reached more safely, and farmers can make more money by getting their produce to market more quickly. Plenty of roads have been built in China's rural parts over the last 30 years for just these reasons. But a lack of upkeep has been the problem.
Considering the amount of traffic, the quality of rural roads is relatively low to those found in cities. This means they are more vulnerable to damage by heavy trucks as well as flooding, so more attention needs to be paid on road maintenance.
In recent years, China has made remarkable progress constructing roads in rural areas. In terms of distance, the roads in rural areas account for over 80% of all roads in the country. However, before the Road Maintenance Administration was streamlined, it wasn't clear exactly which level of government was responsible for keeping them in good shape. Under the previous governmental system, China's rural roads were usually managed by the Provincial Transportation Department. The result was that officials would often be based hundreds of miles away from some villages, unable to monitor the status of roads. By streamlining the management structure, rural government officials now have more say on the upkeep of roads in their areas.
Before the reform of the management of rural roads began, the provincial government was responsible for designing, building and maintaining roads in rural areas. This was proven to be an ineffective way of managing all the rural roads of the province. Now, with the devolution of administrative power to county levels, no one knows more than us about what jobs that need to be done on our roads.
In 2005, the State Council issued a draft plan on reforming the country's management of rural roads, which called for the delegation power to lower-level governments. But it was not until the third plenary session of the 18th CPC Central Committee that such reform was fully implemented.
The reform and streamlining of rural road administration is paying dividends to people in rural areas, as they now have the ultimate power to decide what should be done to the roads they use themselves, while we, on the other hand, now have more time and manpower to work on the overall transportation development of the province.
Since China opened up to the world 36 years ago, the country has experienced at least 6 rounds of administrative system reform. This improved efficiency is helping the nation, the governments of all levels across the country, now better serve the people. Guan Yang, CCTV, Liaoning Province.